YouTube. So, good morning. I'm going to give that a second to connect, and then I'll give you a proper opening to the show. But I'm going to throw a few. Oh, wait. What? I'm live. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Darts, episode 16, I believe. This is Atomic Darts. I'm your host, Matthew, and we are sponsored by Shot Darts. Logo right there. Check out Shot Darts after this, of course, and they've got all your barrel needs available there. They've got other accessories, all the stuff you need to play darts. ShotDarts.com. All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit about upcoming tournaments. So there are some new tournaments that are being added to the mix to get ready for the World Match Play. And at least one tournament's been added into that mix leading up to that, and then of course tournaments after that. We're going to see how things go, how the world reacts, all that fun, healthy stuff and so forth. So we'll talk a little bit about that, talk about some of the players coming in. There's a tournament coming up, the Summer Series, which is basically just a massive tournament. I think it's like 164 card members of the PDC are going to be at this tournament. It's kind of like a prep up to get ready for type of thing. They'll actually be playing in an arena setting style type situation. No spectators, nobody's going to be there. So I'm just kind of curious. We start talking about some of the players that are out there that might have a chance to show what they've been doing in quarantine as far as prepping, getting ready. How's Rapid Ricky going to react? How are people going to do? What's your thoughts? So we'll talk about that a little today. We'll just throw some darts, have a good time. And if there's other stuff you guys want to talk about, just throw it in the chat. We can chat about it. Be happy to. I do want to talk about CDC later this week. So that's kind of more this North American tournament or set of tournaments, league type situation. And then, of course, we've got soft tip type things. There's bull shooter, and others like that. And just talk about how all that's coming back together and how that's going to play out. So let's throw a little, right? Today is the 15th, so I'm going to start off with the 15th. Ooh. And if you notice some crazy noise in the background, that is probably my children and Mrs. Atomic Darts. By the way, her name is Cindy. So my wife's name is Cindy. So you may notice some background noise. There's a place, so we're kind of open around here as far as things have kind of opened back up. Masks are still required, which I'm still not understanding all that. Good morning, everybody that's joining me. So again, if you're just getting on, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff coming up PDC-wise, darts, what we think about that. But I was explaining background noise, my kids, we're kind of open as far as things around here. Like, I'm back to work even though I work from home. But my kids, I guess I never left work, but we're like in full swing now. We like open our doors in full swing type thing. But my kids have got an opportunity to go play with other kids today. There's like a play place that they can go to that's open. Been open for a week. We kind of watched it, saw how things were happening. It's by our house. They're going to play with some of their old friends from school and stuff. So background noise may be them getting ready, because I don't know if you know, but kids in the morning, it doesn't go over too well. All right, again, today's 15th. Let's throw it 15. Oh. Ooh. So in regards to the PDC coming back, of course we have the Summer Slam, which is going to take a number of the basically current card holders, give them coffee, gotta have coffee, give them an opportunity to warm up and get a tournament in. Is there an outlier that you think is going to show that they've been really working hard? I think like Michael Smith, he's lost some weight. I think we're going to see that his interaction with family and the ability to really practice, because that's kind of who he is, I think that's going to set him up to potentially win that tournament. Ooh, that was horrible. Could we see Cadby come back? He doesn't have a tour card, so I guess that wouldn't happen. Be interesting to see for sure. That would be interesting. Could he come back? Could this be a tournament that he could attend? I don't think so because he doesn't have his tour card. He gave it up. But I know there's talk about reinstating him. So, I will say with tournaments coming back, I think the coffee and darts are going to be a little bit more fun. I think we're going to be able to have more fun with the coffee and darts. My phone's going off like crazy. What if there's something I should know? Because we'll be able to take Mondays and talk about past tournament and what we saw. And then we will also, nothing of real importance, we'll also be able to talk on Thursdays, because we're on Mondays and Thursdays now. We'll be able to talk about up and coming stuff. Good morning, Roy. Everyone's baseline will be different. This is true. It's true. The baseline is different for all of us, no matter what we're doing. Again, for my business, so I work for Zillow during the day. We resumed buying homes here in San Diego, and I work for that division. And so we've been prepping the last 2 weeks for that whole exact thing. Is that we know things are going to be. It's almost like starting over for a lot of people. I think it's like the first day of work. Some of my duties, as far as the review work I do and some of the paperwork and reports I have to do, I hadn't done in months. And Saturday, I had to do some of that stuff, and I was like, where do I click again? Where do I, what do I, so I wonder with tournaments, are these guys, they haven't played in the arena tournament stuff. Now, for some of them, the guys that have been doing it for such a long time as far as that pro mentality, they'll pick it up real quick. Like you saw Gary Anderson step away for a while because of back issues, came back and he just kind of picked it back up. They've done it for so long, it's a piece of what they do, but I think I like people like Keegan Brown. And those guys who've been in it, but they haven't been in it, if you know what I mean. What's up, dude? You can come out here. You're fine. Yeah, come ask me. You're good. This is what Darts at Home is all about, man.
Did you even notice that I've been wearing these socks?
You wore a pair of those yesterday, yes. That's a fresh new pair.
Yeah, I know.
You want to come say hi? Mr. Dylan? No. Oh. Camera's over there. This is never the camera. The screen is never the camera. There's the camera. Hi. Okay. You gonna go have fun today?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Who do you think is gonna win the first tournament when they come back in 2 weeks? 3 weeks. Who do you think is gonna win it?
Well, isn't it? What are the players?
All the players. All the players. So pick one. Who do you think is gonna win it? Do you think Michael Smith's gonna win it? Do you think Peter Wright's going to win it? MVG? Gerwin Price? Chizzy? Who do you think is going to win it? Give me a name. You got to pick one.
Peter Wright.
Peter Wright? Okay. All right, that's a name. Good pick.
I already won like 2 trophies in a row.
Oh.
Oh.
So Dylan in his new way of talking has picked Peter Wright to win the SummerSlam. I don't know. I think Peter needs a little bit more going. I think Peter needs a couple more tournaments to really get the swagger back. He didn't look bad in the home stuff, I will say. I mean, he did fairly decent. Ooh. Will ASP be? I wonder who's gonna. I don't know. It's a question. I was talking about with some of my darts friends. Who's going to have that mental comeback? I mean, I think MVG, of course, he's always had really good mentality. Now he's had a lot of time to hang out with the family, which is good for him, but that's also can be detrimental. How much darts has he been playing? And I love MVG, so don't get me wrong here, but I don't think darts is his number one thing anymore. I think his family, which it should be his family. He can almost pull the Garth Brooks type mentality, like, hey, I've achieved a ton of stuff in darts, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to hang out with my family. And then come back to it years later, kind of like Peter did. Peter left for a bit and came back. I mean, MVG's not old by any means in darts. He could take a 10 or 15 year hiatus and come back and still dominate. Who knows? Maybe. I mean, kids will do that for you. I will tell you what, the Magic Wear jerseys, Roy, this is super comfortable, super sweet. Pricing is great. They have like pre-designed ones like this. It's $50 for you to kind of design it based on the pre-design. Get your own logos, get your own images, put your names on them. You get to put them wherever you want. Now, there's going to be a Magic Wear logo somewhere on it. That's kind of one of their determinations. You can pay to get that taken off, but it's expensive, and you have to go full custom. But you can pick out one of their designs for $50. You get all your stuff put on it, and then it's just the cost of jersey, and it's a one-time fee. So if you've got a league type of thing, I'm pretty sure it's the design, and then the name's just part of it. Like, you can change the name up on each jersey. There's not a new setup fee as far as I'm pretty sure that's correct. It's just that initial setup. That's a good price because their jerseys are, depending on the number. I mean, if you were to buy just one jersey, it'd be like $60, which is not a bad price for a customed jersey. If you bought it just like this, I think they're like $50. So it's not a bad deal. And they're super comfortable, and it's interior pocket too. Or you can do different. There's 4 collars. There's interior pocket and exterior pocket, depending on how you want to go. And then they have a pre-designed one where you can just have your name added to it, but it's 100% pre-designed, and it's just the cost of the jersey, and you can just have your name put here and on the back. I think it's really comfortable. I'm actually getting one designed for Dylan and a couple designed for me that are going to have the shot logo and stuff, and Dylan's going to have his pickle on there. Flaming pickle. Very important. Flaming. Oh, that's horrible. And the twos. Gary Anderson, Scottish lad. Gary looked good coming back this year. So Scottish lad has a review channel that he started, and the question is, I think the content's good. You need to look at doing some upgrades. Don't feel like you need to dump a bunch of money into stuff now, but it looks like you're doing stuff from your phone. YouTube may not be the best place if you're going to just use your phone, because the videos are small, and then if you take that video that's been compressed down, and then most people actually use their phone when watching stuff, they're going to compress that down more. Your video gets really, really small. So if the phone is the way you want to go, which there's nothing wrong with that, I would look at becoming the darts review guy on IGTV, Instagram TV, and use the format that you're using now. It's going to work really well for you. If you're going to stay within the YouTube realms, you're going to want to upgrade camera-wise. My camera's over there. But like I have a 70D. There's actually a new really cool camera that just came out by Canon that's kind of really well integrated. You can't change the lens, but it's got everything in there. It's made for vlogging. It's a really nice camera. Comes out the 19th, so in a couple of days. But you're going to want to upgrade your speakers or your mic, some lighting. I just ordered new lights. I'm talking walking and throwing. Two things. Can't do two things at once. I just ordered a new lens for my camera to give me a better wide angle to really kind of dive into the darts. So you filmed at landscape. I will check that one out. I haven't been on the computer as much like yesterday. We did some stuff today. Our kids are going to be playing with other kids. We're going for a hike. Cindy and I are going to go. There's this place called Torrey Pines. It's this beautiful area right on the beach with a bunch of Torrey Pines. There's a golf course there. And so we're going to go take a hike. You have 2 of those shoes. You have 2 sets of those shoes?
Yeah, because these are too small and these are bigger.
Oh, one is smaller and one is bigger? Miss Caitlin has joined us, the princess. No one can see your shoes, sweetheart. Do you want to come show them off? We'll walk over here. Oh, are we showing off the shoes you're wearing? No, do you just want to say hi to everybody? Come here. The camera's right over here, okay? Oh, say hi.
Hi.
Hi. See yourself? See the camera? See yourself? See the camera? All right. Go along. Bye, little. Love you.
Bye-bye, baby.
Bye-bye, baby. So Scottish Lad, I would just say keep doing, and just upgrade a little along the way. When I started doing the reviews, I spent probably 2 or 3 weeks watching this guy, Sean Cannell, Think Media. Go over to Think Media, so go to YouTube, Think Media, and he's got tons and tons of reviews of the products you should be using and incredible amount of information on how to do YouTube. And then of course they have a school and a thing on that, and I bought into all that. But I spent weeks, and then I hemmed and hawed about getting a camera, and I bought a camera. Anyway, just look at leveling up your gear as you're going forward, but love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. So back to the whole darts thing and the summer series coming up, which I don't know why they call it summer series. It's like one tournament. Unless they're planning on doing more of them, but I haven't heard that yet. I've heard nothing about them going on. I haven't read anything, haven't heard anything. The 15 is a fun number to practice because it's a number you use in cricket, and of course, you know, if you happen to need to hit a 30, it's there. So it's kind of one of those fun numbers because it's a cricket-based number. But I'm always, do I go for the triples? Do I go for the doubles? What am I practicing? It's too much in my head for me to figure out. I have to just stick with it. So I want to throw this out somewhat, you know, we're in the mix here. See what you guys think of this. This is something I've just been toying with in my head. I'm thinking about doing like an 18-hour darts marathon. We'll set cameras up. Maybe we'll get an extra camera. And I'm literally at 6 a.m. going to hit record, go live, not record, but go live, and just play until midnight. Literally do 18 hours and practice stuff and just see how much better I get over time. Like if I'm throwing at, say, the 15 for 2 hours, do I get better? Do I not? Try some different practice routines. So I'm thinking about doing that and just keeping it live. And I'll just eat out here, you know, maybe take a couple potty breaks, but I'll just hang out for literally 18 hours of darts. I was thinking 24, but I'm like, I'm old. I'll take a little bit of sleep. So I'm thinking 18 hours. What's your thought on that? Would that be something that would be of interest? I mean, you could watch some of it, go do work, come back, I'd still be there. What's the thought on that? Just curious. Leave comments if you're watching this on the review. Would love to know opinions on that. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, Have some ice for the arm, yeah. That's another curiosity I have, is how dead will my arm be after 18 hours? Okay. I think I'm gonna do it. I was thinking of putting in a charity type piece to it. I just don't know how many people are really gonna jump on board. But because you can't, like, you guys could donate right now. Like, you can go into the chat if you're on YouTube and donate monies. That just donates to my pocket, but which does help us buy stuff to review. But I was thinking of doing it from a donation standpoint for like a charity type piece, or I could split up the monies between a couple things if it was a reasonable amount. Just a thought. I'm also going to try and see if I can get one or two people to like do some review stuff with me, use a different program, and we can chat. So that's an idea. But I just think it'd be kind of cool. 18 hours straight of darts. I think it'd be interesting. Might not be as much talking interaction, because the idea would be really to practice. I've got to figure out the music aspect. That was a horrible throw, Matt. Yeah, I've had a couple sessions, Roy, where I have just gotten into throwing, and 3-4 hours will go by late at night. It'll be 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh crap, I gotta go to bed, and I can feel it in the arm the next day for sure. As far as Scottish lad throwing heavier darts and going to lighter darts, I've done that over time. Like I have basically the same set in a 24 gram. I'm throwing a 20 gram, but I'm throwing a soft tip barrel that I added conversion tips, and I have the same exact setup with the same manufacturer soft tip, so it's kind of the same shape for my soft tip. I've played with a lot of barrels, a lot of shafts, a lot of flights over the last 6 to 8 months, just changing things up consistently. Probably have gone through 20 different sets of barrels, finding the weight and shape and feel that really I'm comfortable with for both soft and steel tip. Yeah, I could switch over playing on those 18 hours from steel tip to soft tip. So Roy, if you had that in there, I could do some grand stuff, play with some people. Like I could do an hour of grand board, and then we could swap it up. That sounds like a good deal. So the giveaways, definitely gonna do giveaways. We'll give away some hats. Like we'll do an hourly drawing for whoever's watching. We'll give away some hats, some shirts, some barrels. Like I've got barrels here that were reviewed that are just laying around. I could certainly give stuff away. That's a great idea, Scottish lad. Ooh. So I'm thinking of doing it starting on a Sunday morning at 6 a.m. and running it till midnight. That's kind of the thought, maybe like 2 weeks. Oh, jeez. Matt. Where did that come from? Wow. What weights buntings are you playing, Scottish lad? I'm curious, because of course the buntings are typically, well, he plays with a feather. Never seen someone get a feather to stick in a dartboard like him. Mm. $23 gram. So back to PDC with that coming back. I am going to do the 18 hours. I'll do that probably 2 weeks. I'll try and do some push up to it. But back to the PDC with the summer series going, which we'll talk about a lot coming up to it. I've been doing some reading on it, and we'll try and do some player profile type stuff. And I think we're going to get one or two guest speakers on between now and one or two guests on between now and then. I've been talking with a couple of other reviewers and just darts related people. But you certainly know I'm not going to be playing in it. How the hell did I do that? Oh, I'm getting old. People, like, I'm trying to think of. I mean, there's all the big names. Chizzy. It would be interesting to see what he's been up to the last few months and how much he's worked his game and how many dartboards he's destroyed in that time frame. That would be. I wonder where Chizzy would come into play. Will that be something? What's the world rankings going to look like? Well, Scottish Lad will make that happen. But I'm curious as to what's Chizzy been up to? We know Michael Smith's been working on weight loss. He's been showing some pictures. I think he's lost like 20 pounds. Good for him. I think there's been a lot of COVID added weight. There's no more dad bods. There's COVID bods. So that's the new saying. It's not a dad bod. It's a COVID bod. I'm looking forward to seeing what Gary Anderson comes out and does. I think Gary's got another world championship in him. When you look at his eyes, a lot of times when he's playing, he's having fun, and he's just there to do the thing. But it's not that I'm going to kill you and eat you look. That he's had. Like when he won those back-to-back world championships, those world titles, you could see it in his face. He was there to. He was going to eat anybody and anything that got in his way. It doesn't matter if it was a small child or not. He was on a mission to win that thing. It's kind of like Peter this year. Especially that Gerwin-Price match. He knew that was the tournament. Whoever won that was going to beat MVG. MVG was there. He was playing darts, and because he's just so good, he made the finals. But you could tell looking at him throughout that tournament, there wasn't that gusto and fire that he had like in 2017. There wasn't that ultimate like, hey, this is my tournament. Snake had that way more, and so did Gerwin. The two of them that was the championship right there. Was that match between the two of them. Wonder if that was Cindy. Nope. So I wonder, I think Gary's got the gusto, the desire for one more. I think that's there. But will SummerSlam be the start to that? Will this be enough of a break for his back to heal up well enough for him to spend some time with the kiddos to come back and really give it a go? Snake does have class and style. He is an average Joe who becomes something different when he plays darts. And I think we all know that, if you know anything about him. Like, you see interviews with him, and he's just a quiet, shy, nice guy. But when he gets to the dartboard, he takes on that persona, and it's I'm here to win persona. And it's awesome. I love it. I love seeing the two different sides. And that's what makes him so great. and so much fun to watch is because you know this is just that shy kid. But once he gets to that stage, it's on. It's game on. It's like Snake could eat you and your family and then spit you back out after the tournament and have dinner with you and be like, hey, what's up? Let's hang out. But during it, forget it. I've seen MVG a couple of times in some tournaments, and he seems like a nice guy, but it's kind of the demeanor that he has on stage is kind of his demeanor entirely. Was that the USA Masters, that tournament in Vegas a couple years ago where he bowed out early in the tournament? I think it was the one where Gary Anderson won. So 2 years ago. Like, he was leaving. I was outside talking to someone, the kind of the venue type thing, still in the casino because it was played in a casino, and he and I get cross paths, and I've talked to him a couple times, and I was just like, hey, like, we just had this chat, but his demeanor wasn't so much. I think it was because he lost and he thought he should win. I don't know what it was. It just, there was a different demeanor about him, or it was that standard kind of coldish type shoulder. I will say when he's with his wife and kid, he's super dad. He's super fun to watch in that regard. Yeah, Roy. So you don't like Gerwin at all, and Iceman always thought, so you're going to your Top Gun Iceman mentality. Yeah, I don't know that that's the perfect name for him. Because he's, I guess in some regards he is icy, but yeah, he's very vocal. So maybe that's a name change for him. I don't know. Yeah, you're good, Phil, in the chat. That's fine. That's all right. At least someone's chatting. Oh, I'm sure Chizzy's been attacking that practice board. That's why I'm wondering how many he's blown up, because he's probably just blowing up 180s, and just that segment in the board is probably shattered on multiple boards during quarantine. So, Chizzy has a fire. I don't even know what I was throwing at. I was looking at the 10. Chizzy's got a fire in his gut still. My feeling is that he feels that he's the one guy out there that should have won a world championship and hasn't yet. There's that saying, the best player that hasn't won. I think he feels like he should have won, and he just hasn't produced when he needed to. That's the fire you need to win it. He's the one guy that I think if he dropped 20 pounds or 30 pounds, because if you look over the last 3-4 years, he's gained some girth. I think that would help his game mentally far more. What about Adrian Lewis? Does Adrian have that fire still? He's got a couple world championships under him. He's really faltered the last couple of years. Will this break get him burning again? Will we see Jackpot, hit it? I mean, every slot machine goes dry for a while. Could he be coming back? You want the Chizzy target darts? They're out there. You can find those. They're becoming a little bit harder to find, of course, since he switched over to Winmore. But they are out there, and he still hasn't get fired up. I'm assuming you're talking about Jackpot. He can get fired up. Don't get in the way of his fist. That's for sure. Oh, man. Two things at once is just really hard. That's horrible. Horrible! I actually missed the board entirely. can Super Chin get it done? So I was a big Super Chin fan for a while there, like big. Like I have his jersey, it's signed. It's in Dylan's room now. I took it off my wall. I was a big Super Chin fan. I loved that he was a younger guy, up and coming, family, the whole thing. I love the Chin persona. But he's got a baby temper tantrum-ish type of attitude to him. Just in that it translates on the Aki, and I'm not thrilled about it. He's got a little bit of a whiner temper. I'm okay with a temper. Like if you want to show your temper, I'm fine with that. Like I don't have a problem with players getting like in Gerwin's face and showing their temper and screaming at him. I'm like good with that. But his is more temper tantrum style. And it's been very off-putting for me. I still like him as a darts player. I don't know if it's more he's trying to show that he is a top 3 player. I know that there have been some comments by like MVG, and MVG is so smart. He's just plays such a good mental game. About 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, he made a comment about Super Chin, Daryl not having the game to be in the top 6. I think Daryl was top 5, top 6 at the time, and MVG made a comment, just blatantly on it, that he didn't think that he deserved to be where he was. And I will say the next tournament, I want to say Gerwin beat MVG, knocked him out of the tournament. I'm pretty sure that is the case. But then the next 2 or something, when Daryl came up against MVG, MVG beat him. But I don't know if that's part of it. He's been dumped on by a couple of the players for not being as good as his ranking. But I don't know how accurate that really is. I think he's a decent darts player. I just don't like the kind of attitude he's shown the last 2 years or so. Cross has the talent. I'm not going to say he doesn't. Rob is, I'm going to use NFL terms here. Rob is that NFL quarterback who came into the game, got drafted, first year got thrown in, had a good first year, and then his sophomore year tanked. Now, he does have a world match play to his credit, so he's got 2 technical major kind of wins. He's got the world championship, world match play. But, wow, he just hasn't, without those dollar amounts added to it, he's like outside the top 20 in the rest of what he's done. So it's a good question. Where does Rob, I love Rob Cross because I like his coming into the sport and how he's done. Maybe this break has done him well. Let's hope. But he's had some struggles. He's really struggled the last couple of years. Let's hope he can pull that one off. Speaking of like nickname type stuff, so I kind of had this nickname as the inspector because I do home inspections, or I did, and I'm still I still do home inspections on the side. I still am reviewing inspection reports for Zillow, my current job. So that was kind of a nickname that was kind of thrown at me, was the inspector. But I'm having these jerseys made up so we can be like really professional as we're doing this stuff, as we're growing the channel. I'm just not sure that that's, do I want to go with that? Do I just want to not have a name? How do I play that out? So I'll throw the question out there to you guys. What do you guys think? So Scottish side, we're going. Thoughts on Gerwin Price? Can he win a world title? Yes, he has the fire. Scottish side, I'll get to you on that tournament with Phil, but Gerwin Price has the burning desire to win that. So yes, he can. And his game. Remember that guy? He's only been in the PDC 6-7 years. He's not been in it for 20-something years like some of these other guys. He's a new kid on the block, and he's done really well. He has a fire. He will literally eat your child in front of you to win. And that's what it takes. He just needs to hone in a little bit, but he's gotten better year after year after year. The yell, I think that's just become part of his swagger. It's kind of like MVG pulling up his socks. And so it's just become part of the swagger to get him pumped. And I think that stems from his upbringing and, of course, playing rugby. But he's got a fire that burns for that world championship. He wants that to be able to stick in everybody's face. Within the next 3 years, he gets it. He will win it. I think MVG takes one more. I don't think he cares that much about it anymore. I think MVG takes one more in the next 3 years. I think Gerwin takes one. And I got a gut feel that Gary is going to come in there and get one of them. I think he wants one to say he got it before he kind of does a retirement bow out. I think he's ready for that, but I think he really wants that. And I guess I'm just the darts whisperer, and I know all that stuff. It's just from what I see in tournaments, how they're playing, the look in their eyes, and the comments that they make when they're interviewed. And a lot of Gerwin's pictures lately are family, 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 which is cool. I think he should step away for a while and come back. I think that would make him a much better darts player. But a lot of his stuff is family stuff, which is great. He's got kids. He should do that. But that's distracting from the game aspect of things. He's just such a natural player, been playing long enough that there's such a natural instinct there to go after certain things that he wins. But I don't think it's in his heart like it once was. And you saw that in the World Championships. You saw it. It was there, totally. In regards to that game between Phil Taylor and Rob Cross, where Rob Cross won the world, Rob versus MVG, just, what was that, the semis? That was an incredible match in itself. Now, Rob did win that. Rob should not have won that. But MVG faltered. Rob capitalized. And that's kind of what happened with the Phil Taylor thing. Phil was on fire. Phil was dropping darts left and right. I mean, it was incredible to watch. That was a really fun match. Rob just fed off that energy. Rob was coattailing the energy. And when he needed to, he was throwing a punch and landing it. That's what happened with those two games within the tournament. Those two pieces, him against MVG, and I think that's where he should have bowed out and lost. And I think that would have made him stronger. I think overall it would have made him a better darts player. But he went on to win it. But Phil was, you go back and watch that. He was really playing well, but Rob was able to just ride the energy. And it made for an incredible match. I've watched it 3 or 4 times, knowing the outcome, and I love watching that. A lot of that tournament was really good, except for some of the bow-outs of other players that I thought that I really like. Don't talk and throw darts at the same time. It doesn't work. I always get saddened when certain players go out. Just bottom line. But that match was incredible. That was a match that got me to a point where I watched that tournament. Like, I take time off of work to watch that tournament. now that I work from home, cha-ching, it'll be in the background from like 3 a.m. when it starts here through 3 in the afternoon. It's like 12 hours of darts. That's awesome. Dylan watches it with me. Caitlin watches a little. There's not enough princess stuff, but when Fallon's up, she's watching. The pink. It's all about the pink. But I'm excited about darts being back, and I know I talk a lot of PDC, and I know Roy. There are other leagues out there to talk about, and we will talk about that stuff. I'm just excited to have darts back, and to see competitiveness of that nature again. It's going to be fun. The home tour thing, it was kind of fun, but it would have been neat had they really showed you their home setups and all that and really gotten into it. I just don't think it was run very well. Sorry, PDC. I just think that was run really, really poorly for what it could have been. And I think there was enough time for you guys to set that up and really drive home an incredible opportunity. Plus, the sell to all the people that were staying home to play darts. I think it was really, really missed that opportunity. The Atomic Inspector. I like it. I like that. The Ginger Destroyer. Well, I like that. Did you kill a lot of gingers? Question? No, just sorry, joking. So you would just have to order the Fallon darts. And here's the interesting thing. After the Worlds, or well, I can't say the Worlds because that's soft tip. After the World Championship, her darts almost tripled. And it's the same dart. Like last year, you could have picked her darts up for next to nothing. Like probably 12 pounds. So 12 to 18 pounds was probably what her barrels were going for. Maybe a little bit more. They're somewhere in the range of 60 now, I believe. So you can get them. Darts Corner, I think, has them. But they're not cheap. They're not cheap now. Like her jerseys, replica jerseys, are as much as like any other world champion. But she deserves it. She deserves it. She's won that respect and that gained that ability to charge for something like that, or to I mean, they're paying her more now. So good for her. But yeah, you can get them. I believe Darts Corner has them. I was looking at trying to get a set for Caitlin. I figured that you were a ginger or a redhead. My wife's a redhead. Which, honestly enough, I don't think a lot of people understand this because my wife's not Irish. She's Scottish. Her heritage. So, like, my heritage is Irish, Scottish, and German predominantly. My family's done a lot of research on that. Harp. My last name's Harper, but I do come from the Harp heritage from an Irish. Like we've done deep in there. Buchanan on the Scottish side, and then the German side. Like my great grandparents came to America from Germany, and Deutsch was the last name. And so we have a heavy mixture of that in our bloodline. Now there's a little bit of Italian mixed in there and other things, but heavy bloodline of those three. But my wife, heavy bit of German and Scottish in her, and she's a redhead. A lot of Scottish people are redheads. Everybody thinks it's an Irish thing. It's not. Just saying. The Phil vs. RVB, which was fun, but I don't think that was a PDC event. There was, gosh, I can't remember who it was. There was someone else that was doing those at-home things, but they were showing way more of what was going on. There's the Phil versus Fallon, which was really good. Phil versus RVB, which that was two friends just jabbing each other. That was fun. But I don't think that was a PDC-driven situation. I think there was someone else involved. Dude, the Duro board, love that thing. I've rotated a couple times, but all in all, it's super smooth, super sweet board. We don't have like bounce outs as far as, I mean, it's packed well, but it's not so hard. Part of it could be because I've got some moisture in the air. I'm near the ocean, but I love this board. Dylan can throw at it with soft tip, and it has no problems. It's a great board. I highly recommend the Shot Duro for sure. And I've got the Bandit Duro, and there's the Bandit. They're both great boards. Superb boards. PDC. That's the board you should be playing with. I know it's all about this, but that's what the players are going to love. Yeah, the Target RVB barrels are sweet. I don't think I ever did a review on them, but I had them. I like the Gen 3s out of his barrels the best. From Target. I wonder if they'll do another one for him. He kind of, after his retirement, which was a bad year, that was just a bad situation in general for him. Divorce, girlfriend, ending his career, not playing well at all, and then having a temper tantrum because he's not getting what Phil got. But Phil was winning tournaments his last year. Phil was going to finals his last year. Phil was also freaking Phil Taylor. 16 world championships. I believe it was 16 match play as well. And he still had game. He still has game. Phil should start a school. Phil should start a school helping darts players. That'd be interesting. I think I'd pay for that for sure. Scottish said that's kind of one of the fun things about doing reviews is finding something that people may not have done, and don't spend all your time looking at what everybody else is doing. Don't watch me or Darts Referee or Darts Review Channel or all those things that are out there that have got reviews under their belts. He hasn't released I know I'm jumping over here. Phil has released instructional videos, but I want him to do like a school. I like Karate Kid style school. But back to the reviews. Do you, because there are people that are going to like you. There are people that like what I do that, may not like what the darts referee is doing. He doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot of reviews, but he's doing some fun stuff for darts. There are people that like him that don't like me at all. So it's all finding your groove. People are just do you, and people are going to like that. I would say if you're going to stick with the phone, though, go to IGTV and own that space. Own it. Or look at Twitch. Own those spaces. Own something that, if you can get in there and become the guy, that would be awesome. I do this for fun. I'm not looking to make a living out of this by any means. If I can make a couple bucks, I'm cool with it. Yes, Cobra Kai, Phil Taylor. I'm down with that. I love me some Cobra Kai. That would be cool. I would go to his school. Sign me up. But having a barrel or something that someone else hasn't done is a lot of fun. There's a darts player here that's sponsored by A to Z Darts. Her nickname is the Raven. And I ponied up for a set of her barrels and did a review on it. It was a lot of fun. I'm the only one that I know of that has a review of them. There might be some now. But that was kind of cool. But when it comes to watching what everybody else is doing, don't try and mimic. We all have our own styles. Just roll with that. You can pick up pieces. There's nothing wrong with taking little bits and pieces or seeing how they're running camera angles or what they're doing in that regard and having those conversations, being like, hey, what camera are you using? What lens are you using? What are you doing here? What are you doing there? And picking pieces, but make sure you're doing you. You're not trying to be somebody else. Sometimes I don't want to listen to myself because I want to take Chuck and Chat. I love that name. And Dave, his channel, he does the Chuck and Chat, which I think is today or tomorrow. Tomorrow he's doing a Chuck and Chat. I love that name, but I can't steal that. So we got Coffee and Darts, which, by the way, I got some coffee. Loving my coffee. Yeah, just keep doing your deal. Oh, cool. You got someone sending you a mystery box. That's cool. Which American company? Curious. Maybe I can get them to send me a mystery box. It's surprising how much money I spend on product review. Oh, it's horrible. But part of it for me is I just like kind of doing stuff. And there are certain barrels that I want to review specifically. So the Noir barrels by Unicorn, like I don't never talk to anybody at Unicorn about sending me stuff. I don't think I'm even on their radar. So I've been buying those up and I'm getting the whole set of the Noir, not every weight, but all the players. The first one comes out tomorrow. And then I've got another one that is over to the editor. And then we'll drop one like a week over the next 5-6 weeks. But I love those barrels. They're pretty cool. It's a pretty nice thing. But I wanted them, so I just bought them. But those are going to the save set. What time is it? I mean, oh, it's 8:20. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to end this thing up here. So I didn't realize how late it had gotten. But before I do, again, and I should have dropped this name a couple times during this, don't forget to check out Shot Darts because they are helping sponsor. So shotdarts.com, all your darting needs there. No, they've got really great barrels and other products for you, and incredible dart boards in the Shot Bandit Duro. And look, I think I'm going to do like 2 weeks. We're going to do an 18-hour marathon of darts. We'll talk some darts. This will be just before the summer series, so we can talk about that. And I'm going to spend some time just throwing and seeing in that time frame how much better can I get if I just shut up and throw. So we'll have spurts of that. We'll play some soft tip. We'll play some steel tip. I'm going to play some cricket and the other stuff against that damn Panda on the grand board. And we're going to have some fun playing darts, and we'll see what my arm's like. Will it become jello or not? So thanks for... Old school brand, that is. Yes, sorry. I know I'm ending and then I'm reading. And so, yes, Unicorn's like one of the old keepers of darts. They just haven't done anything new. They're not coming out with cool styles, but the Noir barrels are pretty sweet. I will give them credit for that. The box is awesome. The packaging is incredible. What you get is totally worth the price because they're not that expensive in the scheme of what you're getting, and the barrels are really nice. So look for tomorrow, first one of those dropping tomorrow for reviews. But again, I got to end this live, so check out in like 2 weeks and I'll drop some information on it. We're going to do 18 hours of darts, see if I get any better or worse, and we'll have some fun with that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out Shot Darts. Don't forget to check out Atomic Darts, the reviews, and go check some of those out. Become a subscriber. Let us know what you want us to review. Actually have some gin coming to review, so that'll be interesting. Maybe we'll do that during the 18 hours if it gets here in time. We'll see if I can do it, a bottle of gin during, no? Yeah? Well, we'll see. All right, thanks guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a review, but I'll see you on Thursday for some live darts. Thanks again for watching. This has been Coffee and Darts here on Atomic Darts. I'm your host.